so excited. Look we're all like sporty today because Craig Ramsey is here.
I know, he's going to tell us how to work out in our chairs. That's my version.
Kim's going to do you're going to be the modified version.
Yes, in
like
my
every
chair,
workout.
I'm going to exert no energy.
Yes, we'll all be sweating and.
Well, I'm super excited about Craig too, and then we
Absolutely.
also have our first featured member of the Broad Squad.
The Broad Squad! If you're not a member of the Broad Squad, Facebook/groups/Broad Squad. Check it out, because if you're in there, you could be featured, but also it's a really great group of broads. So anyway, let's get into our topics real quick.
All right, let's go. What do we got? So apparently the Women's Cup happened.
Did you know about that?
Yes, I'm a huge fan of the Women's World Cup, and I was super excited to be watching it. I watched it in San Francisco, and I went actually accidentally to a gay bar and watched it, which was 10 times more fun because everyone was like 10 times more into it.
Yeah.
So it was just super exciting for them to win it after so many years.
Yeah.
I was totally into it because, you and I worked in a separate and on a project where we got to do some of the commercials for these women. So I got to see so much footage and learn about them. But it's funny that you mentioned the gay bar because do you notice that when people report on the Women's Cup?
It's always that they're lesbians.
Yeah, like that they have to.
Yeah, mention that, and I'm over it. Like, when are we going to get to the place where we don't have to mention someone's sexuality? Like,
What
it's
does
like
it have to do
Broadcast
with?
hosted by 2 straight women. Like, who does that? I mean, I
didn't even know you were straight.
yeah, well, it's 2015,
Oh, there you go.
Anything goes.
But yeah, that's fascinating, and the fact that they got how much money versus like the guys who came in 8th.
Okay, so Tatiana sent us this cool website, right? So last year, the U.S. men's national soccer team, which failed to make its bid to the finals, was paid $9 million in prize money. The American women, the champions, will earn $2 million.
Where does the prize money come from?
I would say sponsors probably, and
Probably sponsors
and advertisers.
FIFA, probably.
Yeah. Well, we gotta look that up because why is that?
Well, and I think in general, I mean, I think it speaks to how entertainment is too, and how every other
But they
career
knocked-
that women just are not as paid as much, not valued as much. And the truth is, women's soccer, women's sports probably doesn't draw in as many viewers, as many advertisers.
This time, I mean, I
but
don't think they expected. It blew the lid off of the
Right,
ratings.
but they didn't know that when
Exactly,
they calculated how
exactly.
much money women were going to make. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I mean, listen, you asked me to go to a WNBA game. I'm like, nah. And I'm a huge basketball person. I'm like, nah, not interested. Not
Right,
interested
right.
in that. And I'm a woman. I'm not a lesbian, so maybe I wouldn't be drawn to it. But just
What does
kidding.
that have? Oh, I'm like, what does that have to do
I was
with it?
kidding.
Do you
But
go,
wait.
but do you go to basketball games because the guys are hot?
No, I
Because
go
I don't
be-
find basketball players to be all that appealing.
Really not.
Really? Okay, well, wait. I just want to finish this thought, though. So the rest of the article, there was this interesting comment that was made by the English Soccer Team Federation.
Mhm.
They tweeted that its own women's team, which lost to Japan, should just go back to being mothers, partners, and daughters.
No.
Yeah, it's been deleted after they tweeted that, but I mean, seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
These women have worked their entire lives.
I think it's commendable that they are wives and they're mothers and
Yeah.
they're playing on the national soccer team.
Yeah.
Like that's a
At 35,
huge
40 years
Oh,
accomplishment.
well, the
old.
oldest woman, I'm already forgetting her name, but she was 40-something years
Yeah,
old,
40.
right? Yeah, I don't know.
Not Latino, but the other Lampone.
Yeah.
Christy Lampone.
Yes.
Look at me, pulling it out. But I will tell you that Abby Wambach is number 2 on my imaginary second marriage list.
Really?
There's something, I love her. I love her.
Yes,
I love the
her.
way she presents herself. I love that she is a leader
Right.
and not in that look at me, but she exudes so much confidence, but also she's humble.
Yeah.
And I was really excited for her.
Well,
and
I love-
Christy, ending that way.
I love all the
Yeah.
attention that is showing for women and girls and how you can, fulfill your dreams and you should have your goals. I hate that it keeps getting categorized, and I just think that does such a disservice.
Yeah, but maybe
I don't know.
highlighting the other stuff will, maybe the girl, so anyway, so let's move on. Ariana Grande is in hot water, or any other cliche we want to use there, because she licked a donut at a donut shop and said, I hate Americans.
Well, she
Because
looked and spit on a donut. Don't downplay it. She didn't just lick it. She spit on it, and then her boyfriend followed in suit, too. I mean,
Well, okay, so security
your face
cam-
says it all, Tatiana.
But
Yeah.
security camera caught that, and then she said, I hate America. She was talking about obesity and donuts and all that stuff, and she said somewhere in there, I hate America and Americans, and people are like getting all Dixie chicks all up in her. Like,
Are they mad at her for the American comment or the fact that she spit on the food?
well, it depends on who you ask. I think there are some people like there. Here's the thing. I am so happy there was no camera. There were no cameras, or I wasn't famous, and still remain that way, thankfully. At 22, and I will tell you, I was on a cruise ship, and I was after a couple drinks walking back to my room, and they have the little breakfast orders out, and I ran up and down and I switched all the breakfast orders,
On the
and I was
doors,
like
yeah.
on the doors, and so people the next day was probably, I was sleeping comfortably, but they were probably all getting the wrong. We do stupid things. The security cameras, it's like she shouldn't have done it. It was stupid. But people are like making it this huge thing. And then the America thing, how many times have you said, "Oh, I hate my parents," or "I hate my family," or as growing up at 22?
Okay, so here's where I disagree with you. She's a public figure. She makes a living on who she is out in the community, and her album sales. Do you say albums anymore? Everything about her is about how people perceive her. So I feel like in some ways that's unfortunate, but she has to live to a different standard, where she's constantly. We were just talking about it before we came on. We are such a social media, frenzy community that everything you do gets put online. She should know that. And I just feel like in some ways you just don't do that stuff when you know that someone is watching. It's unfortunate, and we compared her to Taylor Swift, who you never see doing those things. Now, either she's not that person that does that kind of stuff, or she never gets caught, or who knows. I just feel like when you're in the public eye, when you're a role model for young girls or young kids or whomever,
Right.
you just got to watch your P's and Q's, and that's
But
unfortunate.
are you telling me that Taylor Swift doesn't have, let's move the licking and the spitting. We all know it's wrong. It was stupid. She shouldn't do it. Move on. But the comments, like you're saying that Taylor Swift doesn't ever say anything to a friend, like a boyfriend or a friend.
She
or
does, but it just doesn't. No one sees it.
If you recorded like what I said at a restaurant with my husband, I didn't say I hate America. I didn't say, but we don't always act in a way that we would be proud of out there.
Trust me, I've done
She should have
hundreds
some
of interviews.
level
I've done
of-
hundreds of interviews, hundreds of things, and things always get taken out of context. Totally aware. But I also know that sometimes because I'm out in the public, I have to be careful about how I behave, because you never know who's watching. And that sucks, because sometimes you want to just lick a donut. I get it. I totally get it.
That is the quote of the day. Sometimes you just want to lick a donut.
I'm not condemning Ariana Grande.
That one on Twitter.
In the big picture, I don't really care what she did. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that
She was stupid.
it was, but I'm just saying in this day and age, you have to be careful. You have to mind your P's and Q's, and you just have to be ready for what's going to come should you behave in the way that maybe that inner child wants to do.
Right. And then on the complete other end of the spectrum, we have Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my biggest issue with this, is listening to celebrities
Defend
and
him.
celebrities to the person, the next door, say, I totally think if he did it, he should be held accountable, and da-da-da, but he's Dr. Huxtable. I grew up with him. Like that's some sort of excuse or some reason for not.
Well, speaking from experience, having someone in my life be held to a different standard because he's a celebrity and people can't imagine that he would
Right.
ever commit a crime.
Because if you
hence
can play
double
football,
murder.
you'd never hurt anybody.
I understand that mentality, that when you grow up learning and thinking and following someone and thinking they're your dad, they're your doctor, they're your neighbor, you can't possibly imagine that someone could do wrong.
It's a character, though.
Yeah. But people, we don't disassociate that,
It's
though. I mean, that's not
ridiculous.
how we are as a society. We think because we see someone on television that they're our family member. We watch them every week.
Like
we
Jake
know them.
like Jake on Scandal, number 4 of my imaginary. I'm just kidding.
Well, you have a lot.
I
I
made
mean,
that one
I'm
up.
not surprised that people are having a hard time. He's admitting it, and people still think that it was
He
coerced.
admitted it years
Well,
ago, and it just
Well, he admitted
they
the
buried
Quaaludes. He
it.
didn't.
Yeah.
He
Kinda
didn't admit.
backtracked from it. He's like, oh, I didn't do that. Like nowadays,
it's
like,
unbelievable.
It's facts. Like he drugged these women, so clearly the fact that he drugged women, that says it all. Like, what are you doing drugging women?
Yeah, you drug women so they enjoy your conversation. I mean, he purchased those things. What else would you use them for?
Right. Well,
He's disgusting.
he says that he purchased the Quaaludes in order to have sex with women. I mean, there's no denying it. The part that I found interesting is the attorney didn't want that information to come out because it'd be embarrassing for him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Probably his wife too, though she was with this
Well, and that's a whole other topic. Like, I go back and forth with the wife because, he's a very powerful man, and he has, I would assume, some sort of control over her and what she says and what she does. And I just, you can worry. Oh, Tatiana needs to go closer to her microphone. So we're like in the window,
We're in a fishbowl in here.
We are in
Yeah.
a fishbowl. People like watching us, but I can't wait till they walk by and we can talk about them. Anyway, but yeah, his wife is a whole other.
Well,
topic.
I think, the other thing that I think people are upset about is Whoopi Goldberg came out and was very supportive and still backed him and said, that, it's okay, and not that it's okay, but, he'll have his day, and, you can't really, he's innocent until proven guilty, and I just,
47 women, isn't it?
well, the statute of limitations is up. Now it's just about the defamation suit that the victims have filed against him, because when they claim that he raped them, he poo-pooed them and discredited them, and so now that'll be
Right.
what we're dealing with under
Right.
the rape. But
Right. We got to go to break,
Anyway.
but when we come back, Craig Ramsey will be here.
Cool.
Celebrity fitness expert, and he's going to make us move. He's a move.
And he's taking questions, so please call in 661-298-5487.
I'm already
We'll be right
moving.
back.
Welcome back to Broadscast.
Hi.
We're here with Craig Ramsey.
Hi everyone. Hi.
This has been like my fantasy since we met 2 years ago.
Oh really? Then we got to turn off the video.
That's a different kind of program.
Magic Mike.
Not that.
Well, maybe. I made you blush already.
I was like, maybe, okay.
It hasn't even been 10 seconds.
Magic
yet.
Craig.
I don't want to be rude. I want to be a good host. You know what I'm saying? So if Magic Mike's the way to go, then fine.
Get ready.
All right. So we're taking your calls, 661-298-5487. So before we get into your amazing fitness,
Oh, bless.
you
Thank
are
you.
I think the most entertaining fitness expert I've ever known.
Oh my gosh, I'll take that. Thank you.
You come out with your Broadway and your, all the, but we'll get to that in a second. First,
Yeah.
okay, first of all, you and your husband, Brandon.
My legally married
Yay.
husband.
Yay.
Yay! And now federally recognized.
Amazing.
But we got married
And
on.
number 3 on my
I thought you were going to say your third
Oh my
marriage.
God,
I'm
she's
like,
got
no.
like a list
He's number
going.
3 on my list of imaginary second marriages.
Is he really?
You just said that for somebody else.
No,
Come
I
on.
said number 4 was
We have to-
Jake, and number 2 was Abby Wambach.
Oh my gosh! So Brandon Liberati is number 3
Number
on your
3
list.
on my imaginary second.
So who's 1 and 2?
Number 1 is Jason Derulo.
Who is that? Do I know that?
Oh my gosh.
Is that someone
'Cause it has
personal
to
or?
be
We gotta go to break,
outrageous.
people.
Number 2 is Abby Wambach.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We just talked about her.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry.
love
Jason
it's her.
Derulo, what just happened in here? You're not that hip to know who that is.
Kim, are you
not.
married?
No.
You're not.
But
No.
we're working
So
on it.
we're actually looking for the first one. the
No,
real
I
one.
had the first marriage.
It was a
and
practice.
That's a blank spot in my
So we're
memory.
on to number 2.
Yeah,
Great.
we're on to number 2.
Yes.
In
Nice.
real life, no fantasy.
And we can all legally get
Jason
married
Derulo.
now.
Yeah, look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, it's been a fight. I mean, it's been a struggle, and it still is. I think now that we
Oh, yeah.
have it federally recognized, the real struggle begins.
You think?
Yeah, I do, because it's really bringing the crazy out of the closet, if you
Right.
will. And the hardships that I've already seen happen, like my Facebook feed is about 90% issues that are now arising that we have federally recognized marriage equality.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So your brother, who's straight,
Yes.
he has
Very
a business.
straight. Very straight.
He has a business. I don't know what that means, very straight.
I don't know.
Very straight means I don't think it's ever crossed his mind, and it probably never will.
Right,
You know,
right.
I
Do
think.
you think most men admit though that if it does? Do you think there's a stigma?
Nowadays, especially with the younger generation, I actually think it's cool to talk about it and discuss about it, and like perhaps your bi meet or whatever it is. I mean, I'm big old homosexual. I've always been. It's never really crossed my mind. Although I so appreciate women, I think they're they're gorgeous, and I'm so pro-feminist. But I think that some people do have a meter reading, and
Yeah.
young kids talk about it. I think
Yeah.
a lot.
Okay,
Yeah.
so your brother Russell.
So
Does
Russell,
not.
ultra straight brother Russell.
Yeah. He has a business in Michigan?
He does in Michigan called Grand River Signs, and it's a sign business. And my wedding on May 11th, Mother's Day, because we're mama's boys, 2014, I think changed his relationship to not only us and my family, but opened his eyes to what the struggle for LGBT marriage equality is. And he's passionately had his business provided huge discounts for the LGBT community with all of their events and stuff for signage, but in particular weddings. He really wanted to make sure that they're taken care of. And with his help, we created Signs of Visibility, which was a charity event that we had on June 24th at the Rockwell Table and Stage, where 10 of Brandon and mine, the clients that are well-known singers, got up and sang. And the money raised was going out towards my brother sending out 1,000 same-sex themed just married car signs that was similar to what Brandon and I had. And it's such a great initiative because it sparks necessary conversation and visibility of our same-sex wedding and marriage.
Right.
And since my brother started the initiative last week, we really anticipated this to help not only obviously help the cause, but help his business and the social media and all that. And he's seen only a negative.
Oh, wow.
Right now, with he lost a couple of really big clients that he had, and also his social media took a huge dive. And a few days ago, I posted on mine, and I said, guys, please help him out. Please come to his rescue. Show him support too. Come out of the closet for my brother.
So on Twitter, he's at Grand River Signs.
Yes, and Instagram as well.
Instagram and Grand River Signs on Facebook.
Yes, and if anyone's listening, please spread the news that for same-sex couples that are recently engaged, they can get a free car sign that my brother
So
at,
it's a
at
bumper
Grand River
sticker,
Signs.
right? Like you're not going to wrap somebody's car in like a big
Although he can, and that's what he did to me.
big
And
rainbow.
it's amazing. That's what he did for me,
Yeah.
and he actually does all that with his weddings. But the bumper stickers are the initiative that he's sending out. There's 1,000, so please find us and sign up for your free bumper sticker.
Let me ask you real quick, because we have to go to break in a minute, but Candace Cameron on The View was defending the
She's from Full House,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
the older sister, DJ.
Right.
So she was on The View, and she was talking about businesses, that cake business who would refused to make the cake for a same-sex wedding. They had to pay, they were fined $135,000.
Good. Great.
So where is because there's a line between, we need to not be discriminatory, but at the same time, when you have a business,
You have
you're
the right
able
to refuse service.
yes, thank you, Kim.
Refusal, the
thank
refusal
you.
of business. I understand that, but would you do that to anyone black? How would you feel?
Tatiana?
being denied.
Oh, louder, because you're not.
You're right.
Share
I
the
mean,
mic.
I would be pissed.
Yeah.
It's inappropriate and it's completely wrong on any level. And sexual orientation now is not a choice. It is something that you're born with. And I think now finally we have the government behind us where it's not Lord of the Flies. We're not
Right.
letting the majority, although the majority does agree with us now, and fine them. Do whatever's necessary nowadays to make the point that it is not your right to discriminate against anyone.
Right. Well, we will be right back with a lot of fitness from Craig
Woohoo.
Ramsey.
Work out all that aggression.
Get ready.
661-298-5487.